Well, didn't we stir some stuff up?
Oh, yes. On Friday the 13th with a full moon.
Full moon, yeah.
So I'm going to share something really interesting to give everybody some context on what just happened on the intentions part 1. So when I'm working with people, or even like when I'm having like a big realization of something and there's a lot of energy attached to it, or like it's like a big door is opening, if I'm on the phone with someone, the phone will go dead. And especially cell phones,
Right.
where it's not a landline,
Uh-huh.
the phone will go dead. Like, I will lose connection. And the timing is crazy because it's like right at the moment where my client is having their big aha moment or their big realization, that's when the line goes dead. Or that's when, like, if I have music on, like, that's when, like, my music will just stop. Or like,
skip.
exactly. Yeah. Or that's when, like, something else will beep. Or, like, so energy is so cool. So we just blew our internet connection.
Ralph blew up the internet.
Because when we got cut off, I looked at my phone. I'm like, I have full bars. I am right beside the modem. The internet modem in our house. Like, it's 3 feet away from us right now. Like, there is no better spot in the house for internet than this room.
But so, I think that also happens physically.
Yes.
We were talking a little bit before about something that happened, and it was almost like you choked on your words.
Yes, I did. I had like a...
Yeah.
Like, I had like a... Like, it just like...
Yeah.
So oh, yeah. I
think that...
as well. We have physical reactions to... There's clues and signs all over the place. There is, all the time.
Yes. And rather than...
Ignore it?
No.
Dismiss it?
Not dismiss it, but just... why were we interrupted? What is wrong? I think I need a new phone. I'm going to phone MTS and get my internet updated.
Yes.
No, maybe just ask a question. Why did that happen? Well, obviously what we were saying was
a lot of...
And I think a lot of times, I don't know very much about electricity, but I think it runs in a frequency, and if you interrupt that frequency, it takes something to get it back.
Yeah.
I think. I'm going to go with the heart. The heart has a beat.
Okay, that's
and if it's interrupted, it may start up or it may not.
Yeah.
So you need to give it a little shock to get it going again.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that electricity.
Yes.
But I think that rather than saying, why did that happen, in a way that it's external, you say, well, why did that happen? What
at that moment?
At that moment. What am I supposed to see? What am I, like, again, back to the other very, silly one about the flat tire and the construction, and why is that happening? What, like, maybe I just need to stop and pay attention and really ask myself, like, should I be...
Or what's preventing me from getting these black pants?
Again, to the black pants. But
so what came to me instantly as to why we crashed the internet was that I had just finished saying, I think a lot of times we give up on our intentions, and a lot of times we just think, well, obviously we're not meant to have it then, and we give up. And then, boom. So I feel that there is a lot of energy and a lot of truth connected to that statement that, like, caused like a... It's like... and it shorted our connection. So what I was going to say to add on to that was, I feel that when we have desires, most of the time they are legit. Because if we didn't desire something, we wouldn't desire it. If we weren't meant to desire something, we wouldn't desire it. But the fact that we all have desires, or we all have things or experiences or places that we feel, it's a feeling that we would like to go or like to have or like to do. But when and then our intentions come from they come from that, and they build off of the desire, because an intention is almost like putting it out there that you want it and you're asking for it, right?
Right.
But I feel like what happens, and this is where all the energy is like pulsing at, is that when we give up and we believe that, well, I must not be right to want this.
Mm-hmm.
I must not deserve it. It must not be meant for me. I just feel that like the universe is really sad when we give up on that and we drop our intentions for something, because I feel very strongly that most times with most things that is meant for us, and we are meant to be, do, have, experience, go those, but it's our own internal programming and it's our own limitations and it's our own blocks that are preventing us and causing us to give up. Because I really feel that like the universe is very abundant and that like it's very giving, and like when you look at nature, there is no lack of anything in nature, right? So
I think though that there's also an intelligence and a wisdom to this energy that I know there's been times in my life where I created very serious intentions.
Yes.
And they did not come to fruition. And I am so thankful.
Yes.
I was not either in the right place, or I was coming from a place that wasn't authentic, or
yes, like maybe a
mindset
thing rather than a heart and soul.
Right. So
yeah, I agree. And that's why I say not like not everything we desire would be for our best interest.
That's right. And I think that when we ask for something, if we ask, and even using the words in the greatest and highest good for everyone involved. Mm-hmm. So we are a connected tribe.
Yeah.
So our actions affect others. So I believe we need to be in balance with nature and balance with alignment. So it's in the highest and greatest good for all that are involved.
Yeah.
And so when something hasn't happened, and I've thought, well, okay, so I thought I did everything right, but it wasn't meant for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't
the
real.
other piece. That is the other piece of that whole intention picture, is that we have desires and set intentions for things that are meant for us, but we also have to accept or recognize that we have it's almost like a false desire or a false idea of what's best for us, or of what we really want, that comes from ego or comes from our programming or comes from wherever, that's not authentic, as you say. And then it's like that higher intelligence isn't going to deliver everything that we desire if it's out of alignment with our true self. Or
we have placed blocks in our own belief. I just think about sometimes if we haven't been in healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And we think, well, I'm going to manifest this relationship that I desire, but I haven't addressed some of the old programming
that caused the issues in the previous relationship.
Then, sadly, the universe is not going to manifest that for me because I'm not ready.
That's right.
I'm not ready.
And that's where I talk about like frequencies match frequencies, or vibrations match vibrations. Like if you're vibrating down here at like sadness and pain, and your intentions, and you're asking for someone who's like love, light, and truth, do you see how, again, like those vibrations are not in alignment?
Right.
So what you're going to do is you're actually going to attract someone who is in alignment with where you're at, or an experience that's in alignment with where you're at, and it's going to be disappointing because it's not actually what you want. So, and a really important thing, if this is what you desire, bring yourself up. Work, like, bring up your own vibration, bring up your own energy, and work on yourself towards
and
that.
ask those questions. So
yes.
I
Clear the path.
Clear the path. So think about all the reasons, not reasons, but just really ask yourself.
Answer the question.
Like, what's really going on here, and what
could be a reason
or
why?
or what roadblocks am I actually putting up?
Yeah.
And I think that in the last one we talked about glasses or goggles or whatever, it's, if we go out into the world looking for something, whether it's good, bad, or terrible, we generally get it, because that's the lens, that's the view that we put out there. So
So I feel, just to kind of like wrap this up, because we were not expecting a part 2, but
no.
the part 2 just appeared.
That's right. Thank you.
Like, because it was obviously, we were meant to go a little further with this than what one episode would bring. But to wrap this all up, I feel that, like, intentions are great, desires are great, but there's kind of like, there's a code that comes with them. And so the code is, am I in alignment? Is my programming in alignment with my intentions and my desires?
Right.
You've got to make sure. You've got to do that inner work of clearing the path so that you are in alignment. Your programming is in alignment with your intentions and your desires. The other part is, are my intentions and desires authentic, and are they in the greatest good for everyone involved?
Right.
Or is this just like an ego, like, driven...
Yeah. I want,
which there's nothing wrong with I want. It's just that, like, sometimes where is that coming from?
Right. Yeah.
So there's that piece, and then there's the piece of, well, maybe it's coming, and maybe it's meant for you, and maybe it isn't, but as long as you desire it, continue to desire it, and it's almost like that's the game of life. Like, you just keep on, like, clearing the path within yourself, but also know, well, if it's, what is it? If it's
to be, it's meant. If it's meant to be, it'll happen.
Yeah, like, if it is meant, if it's for me, it'll be, or whatever that saying is.
It'll come to me at 3 a.m.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, it's not coming right now. But if it's meant to, if it's meant to be, it will happen. And so there's just like this whole little package of scenarios that comes along with our intentions that, in my opinion, goes a little bit deeper than just, well, if you want something, set your intention and, like, it'll happen.
That's right.
There's a little more to it than that. So,
and I think the beauty of that is when you look back and see what your desires were and where you are now, like, what's aligned?
Well, because there have been a lot of things that I desired that at some point I just stopped desiring them, but I didn't give up.
No.
I just was like, yeah, that's not really what fits with me now. I don't really want those red pants. I really wanted red pants, and now
I'm really thankful some of mine didn't come to me.
Yeah, well, that's just it, right? Like, so it's being aware of, like, well, have I stopped desiring this, or have I given up?
Yeah.
Because we can stop desiring something, and we can stop asking for something just because it doesn't feel right anymore. Yeah. And I feel that that's a natural growth transition, right? Like, I really, 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 really want this. But then you go and live your life for a year, and you look back, you're like, I don't really want that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I'm been there, like, it's like, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So it's just like, awareness is the biggest thing. Like, I just feel that it's like, always be aware, and like, am I giving up on this, or do I just not want this anymore? do I still really want this? Am I still really desiring it? Okay, well, what within me can I work on to like, hi, another Heather, yay!
Oh,
Hi,
hi, Heather Whitla. There you go.
Miss you!
Yeah. We should be blocking and talking.
Yes, we should have our blocks on our Heather's. This Heather is she's a phenomenal block therapy lady. So yes, we love her immensely. So it's just like, yeah, like do those checks.
Do the work, yeah.
Do the work, do the checks. And just also, I feel, because for me, I used to be like a force, control person. And I just had to like learn to let go. And maybe some things aren't meant for me. And that the higher powers that be know better for me than I know for myself sometimes.
And I think that's the meaning of grace.
Yeah.
Is when we kind of say, thank you for looking after me in that misguided moment.
Yes. Yes.
So.
And just accepting that, you know, maybe I don't know what's best for me at all times. Maybe I don't.
Maybe you don't.
Like maybe there's a higher self. Actually, I talk a lot with people about our higher self. But like maybe our higher self or the higher like spirit, whatever, just can, what is it? Bird's eye view? Right?
Okay,
like a bird's eye view, and like they see.
Say, oh, what is she up to now?
Yeah, but it's
my
like,
goodness, look at her go.
Exactly, and they're just like, she's trying to put this out over here, but that's gonna lead to that. Like, no, we're gonna keep her. So it's just, I don't know, there's a little bit of grace and a little bit of surrender and a little bit of trust.
Yes.
But do the work within yourself. That's my biggest message to the world is like, you'll never know what was meant for you, truly meant for you, if you're blocking it within just yourself.
Get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Get out of your own way. But
let's show people. So we both had a realization that like I have like a pattern in me or a program in me that's like, yep, your booty's too big for black pants. You have a pattern in you that like black pants cannot be worn at home. And if you don't have somewhere to go, you don't need those black pants anyway.
I think it's really more about deserving.
Yeah. So I just want to share before we wrap up today, I just want to share like, okay, so once we have those realizations, once we are like, oh yeah, that's
yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah. Then the process that I use and that I teach other people to use and that I help other people shift within themselves is you have to see. You can't change what you don't see, right? So you've got to get it out into the open. So we each got that out into the open, and it's like, well, do I want to keep that? Do you want to keep it? No. So basically the simplest form of letting go is imagine that like, so I just see like a big booty. Like that's my visual of like that pattern and program that's in me. Like you may not see it, but it's just like getting a feeling of like,
I can feel that undeservedness.
Yes.
If that's even
so
a word.
That's a feeling. It is. It's a feeling and it's a word. So we both have our awareness to focus on. And then it's just like, I give myself permission to be done with this and to let it go, and to, you always have to dissolve, destroy, whatever, but you've got to.
I see a little.
Yeah. Like it's done. It's not, you're not just moving it from one room to the other. You're like letting go. So I just see the booty just like, it's just like whooshing, and now it's just wind swirls. And like, that's done.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to jump in. I think the next thing is that little space is still there.
Mm-hmm. We never want to leave space. We want to fill it with something.
I think I just went a little bit further. That deserve is a word that for me is really loaded with a lot of things. So, and even entitled doesn't sit with me. So that space and that feeling of worth needs to be filled, and I don't have words for that right now. I don't know.
The word doesn't matter. It's just a feeling.
A sense
of what would you like to replace that with?
I think just love.
Yes.
Just love.
Exactly. Because you might not be ready to bring in deservedness. Oh, there's a little timer.
Oh my goodness.
Do you mind just shutting that off quick and then we'll...
Sorry.
There we go. Thelma has an appointment in a little bit, so we wanted to make sure we stayed within our time frame. But yeah, so whenever we let go of something, we always want to bring in the next, like something helpful, basically,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So that we can like fill that space with something that's actually helpful to like close the gap.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I brought in like self-acceptance, where it's like I just accept and like self-love, a little
love
bit of
and accept where you are,
like accept my booty no matter what it is.
That's
like,
right.
It is what it is, and that's all it is. And there's no point in being at odds with it. If I don't like it, then I can take action.
Right.
To changing it. However, I'm actually quite fine with it. So it's like bringing in that self-acceptance. And
so obviously that was something that wasn't even yours.
No, it wasn't even mine. Or it was mine, but I've since
figured it out.
Gotten over it long ago, but never let it go.
True.
There's a difference between moving on and letting go. We learn to move on, but most people have not been taught how to let go. So we move on from stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm over it. We move on, but we haven't actually let go of what it was.
Right.
So I'm bringing in like self-love, self-acceptance. It's like, it feels super good. And you're bringing in love?
Love and a place at the table. Like that to me fits better with entitle and deserve. Those words have kind of taken on a whole different meaning lately.
Yes.
And I'm not comfortable. So I think I have a place at the table and I'm loved. So yes. I think that, no, I don't think. I feel.
Yes.
I feel I'm good with that.
Good.
So thank you.
Well, thank you.
There you go.
And so that was super fun because we got to share like a technique, and like we got to like share like an actual, and that was super fun that we did work on ourselves a little bit, but there was no personal dirty laundry. No. It was just, there was dirty laundry. Yeah. And we brought it up, but it just didn't get too heavy or too deep. Well, and I think then we could show people what we do when we do realize stuff.
I think it's also helpful to see other people talk about things that maybe you think you're the only one.
And work through stuff.
Because
like until I learned how to work through stuff, I had no hot clue how to work through stuff. So sometimes it's so helpful to be able to like see other people working through stuff, and then it helps you work through your own stuff in your own life. So if you enjoyed this episode, our irregular show will be back. That's right. We're going to try for Fridays. We are going to work on Fridays. We're going to put the intention for Fridays. Yes. A loose, flexible intention. That's right. Of Fridays. So, yeah, I love that. Okay. And definitely like invite people to join our Facebook group here that we've created that houses all of our episodes, and just if this resonates with you, feel free to bring others in, and leave a comment either when we're on live or after we go. So definitely. Yay. This feels like a wrap. Yep, I agree. So thanks so much, and we'll chat again soon. Bye.